project that you're seeing behind me is a conversion from a sod farm into a native wildflower meadow that was started in site prep earlier this spring, back in May, and was seeded following our very wet spring in June of this year. Bluebird Meadow is approximately 34 acres, which is a substantial size project for this region. Every plant species that we chose for this site is a native species to Missouri and can handle the specific hydrology of this site. We're looking at a watershed within Dardenne Creek area, and with all of the building around it, that creek system has been seeing increase in flow of water during our rain events. And so that water has to have somewhere to go. And a lot of times this creek is going to spill over into areas like this, which is like a floodplain. With the changing cycles and changing weather patterns that we have, it's the native plant species that are even more equipped to handle that than any other species that we're importing from, say, Europe or Asia. And the reason is because they've evolved in this type of environment. And so the grass that I'm standing on right now has about a 2-inch root system. And the natives that we're planting in this meadow behind me will have 10 feet deep. And so they're not going to experience drought the way that a typical turf fescue landscape would have. Patience is really key for us in a project like this. People are coming out this growing season, they're going to see a lot of green. There's not going to be a lot of blooms yet. This winter is when we plan to install the wildflower species, and so then next year they'll see the green sedges and grasses along with our wildflower species that will be supporting the pollinators. Think long term, not short term. Think nature's timeline, not humans' timeline. In year 3, you can start getting excited because our early successional species will be blooming, and that's usually something like a partridge pea or a black-eyed Susan. It's going to bring some yellow across the landscape. And over time, as the landscape evolves, the different seed and the mixes are going to start showing themselves a little bit better. So the partridge pea will end up dying out, and that makes way for the coneflower or the baptisia or cardinal flower, things of that nature. So you'll see an evolution in size, in color, and in species, and then in the different pollinators that are attracted to it as well.